Greetings. This is a not sponsored video of an amazing water maker system, which I did a lot of research on different types, and this is an Aussie made one. It's the Water Makers Australia. Now I went for the simple system, 80 litres an hour with the Karcher pump. And one thing unique about Karcher pumps is whether you're sailing around Australia, you can pick up a Karcher pump anywhere with ease. Even if you go sailing across an ocean, most countries you can source a Karcher pump. Now when I did my research on other makes and models, I heard horror stories of guys or crew waiting for up to 2-3 weeks for a pump to be shipped over from whichever part of the world these units were made. So that's why I stuck with the simple, easy unit that Water Makers Australia have designed. So I highly recommend it, and I hope this video helps you. And furthermore, I cannot give enough praise to Stephen and Callum for their amazing support. You can call them anytime, they get back to you straight away. Everything in this system is easily obtainable. You can purchase them anywhere, so parts and fittings are very easy to come by. So thank you, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm excited because I'm heading off to Exmouth in the 15th of this month, and you know, I can now be totally off grid because I've got solar system, I've got a gen set, and now I've got a water maker. I'm looking forward to the adventures to come. Bye for now. This is the filter system now assembled. You have your freshwater inlet when you want to do a back flush through the timer, goes through the carbon filter, and then this is a one-way valve here, and the diagrams come complete with the installation kit. And what happens here is another one-way valve, and that is the salt water that comes through your whole water inlet, and it comes through into there. You have a 12-volt centrifugal pump which pumps water in through the through hole fitting, comes in, goes through your 20 micron, and then goes through the 5 micron filter, and then it goes through the outlet, and you have a low pressure valve fitted at that end. That's stage 1 done. We'll move on to the next stages. Got the Teflon tape here, and there's the fitting. Now this fitting screws in clockwise. So what you want to do is you put the tape on anti-clockwise, and you want to give it at least 5 wraps of Teflon around the fitting, and make sure you don't get any of the tape over the inlet. Okay, so that's that there. As you can see, there's no tape going in where the pipe is. I'll do the same on the other side. Again, that screws in clockwise. You want to wrap the tape around anti-clockwise. Simple. Welcome back to the installation of the amazing water maker. Now probably the most difficult task is assembling the membrane. I don't say it's impossible, it's just follow the instructions. So you have to install this fitting first. That's the high pressure comes in up at that end. This is the, well, there's high pressure still here, but when it comes, it's reduced from this valve, and that's low pressure there. Okay, now what I found when I installed this first cap is I had to take that fitting off to get these half moon plates in. That's what locks this into place. Then once you've got that in, you remove the membrane from its packet, and then you insert the membrane at this end, and you have it, the membrane has a O-ring, a big O-ring at this end and none at the other. So the O-ring has to come at the high pressure inlet. That's where it comes, the Karcher pump. Now you notice there's another fitting there, that one there. I removed that in order to get the locking plates in. Now with Water Makers Australia, you've got Stephen and Callum, and they're outstanding. I was a little bit, what the heck, so I rang them, and Callum gave me very clear instructions on completing the assembly of the membrane. So that's quite amazing. Another thing is, I had a query on a Saturday. I rang Callum's number, he was shopping with his kids, and answered the phone and dealt with the concern that I had. That's how outstanding the service is from Water Makers Australia, who are based in Sydney. Stay tuned for the next video. It's John from the beautiful vessel Makoro, and I'm going to go through the stages of how I installed the water maker from the Water Maker Australia. And first of all, you'll notice I'm just going to switch the camera around and pause it. You'll notice I installed the 12 volt low pressure water pump. That was the first thing I started. Now the 12 volt low pressure pump has to be below the water line of your vessel. So you can see I've got it down in the hull. There's my through hull fitting. The black hose is for my toilet system, and the water grade hose there is for the inlet of my water pump. So it goes from there into the water pump, out of the water pump, and I'll show you where I installed the filters. Stand by. So that's the white grade water hose. It's actually high pressure, coming from the outlet of the low pressure water pump I showed you I installed. Comes up through here, goes into the inlet. That's a one-way valve, and the salt water goes in through the one-way valve. It cannot go back this way because that's a one-way valve as well. Goes through your 20 micron filter, then goes into your 5 micron filter, comes out. There's a low pressure gauge there, and this runs at round about 15 to 18 psi when I'm operating it, which is within the pressure requirements for the system to operate. Then it comes out of there and goes through the head there, or the bulkhead, and I'll show you where it continues on from there. There's the water hose that comes out of the filter system, comes in through here into the inlet of the Karcher pump. From the Karcher pump, you've got a high pressure line here. You can see comes through there. There's the membrane. Now it's really important to have accessible and within easy sight your high pressure gauge, your needle valve, and as you saw in the head or shower, I've got the low pressure valve, which is accessible and easy to read. So the high pressure line goes to the rear of the membrane system, and then through the membrane, through your high pressure gauge, through your needle valve. Now this here is the waste product, and it goes into the helm area where I've got a self-draining deck. And from here you have your product line. So this is your drinking water, and what I've done is the product line runs into the TDS flow meter gauge. Again, you can see it's accessible, and then out of the TDS install there, you can see your product line comes here, and I've just got this wrapped at the moment. And what I do is when I'm making water, I run this hose into the inlet of my water tank. So as you can see, I can sit here and the flow meter, TDS meter is easily visible. The high pressure gauge is easily readable, and the needle valve has easy access for me to adjust the pressure that they say is meant to be operating at 800 psi. What I will be doing, this is a high pressure line, I'm going to put like a safety plate here just in case, because if that blows off, I don't want 2000 psi coming out through here and onto my navigation table. So I'm going to put a barrier, safety barrier here. So if it does go, it's just going to reflect off there, and it'll go down into the keel where I have a keel bilge pump.